Hi everyone, Vibrant Beyond is hosting a series on vaccinations and Palestinian refugees. Today we will be looking at the occupied territories. By the end of January, Israel has vaccinated 30% of its population, including Israeli settlers illegally living in the West Bank. This far exceeds the US's vaccination rate as well as Europe's. The question: does Israel have a moral and legal obligation to vaccinate the Palestinian population? Now, the Palestinians, as an occupied population, have some protections under the Fourth Geneva Convention. These include health, hygiene, and other living conditions. Some say that responsibility for public health has shifted solely to the Palestinian Authority through the Oslo Accords. But a nation's obligation under the convention is not superseded by such an agreement as long as an occupation continues. The convention also makes clear that medical supplies from a third party does not excuse an occupying power from its responsibilities. Now, to be clear, the Palestinian Authority does not control its own borders. Israel does. So medical supplies and equipment, even coming from international aid groups, need to be approved by the State of Israel before they're even delivered. PET scans, radiotherapy equipment have been banned in the West Bank by Israel, cited that they are security threats. This means thousands of Palestinians must acquire hard-to-obtain medical permits to seek cancer treatment in Israel or East Jerusalem. All of this is to say is that Palestinians do not have the same free access to the market as others. Now, you cannot separate the populations. You have 600,000 Israeli settlers living among Palestinians in the West Bank. The Israeli army and Palestinians come in contact daily through checkpoints, house demolitions, and home raids. And you have 130,000 Palestinians that travel into Israel daily for work, mostly as daily laborers. Now, after extreme international pressure, January 31st, Israel sent 5,000 doses of the vaccine to the Palestinian Authority. There are 12,000 plus frontline healthcare workers in the West Bank. Also in January, the Palestinian Authority purchased 10,000 doses of Sputnik, which is the Russian vaccine. Now, my question is, when are Palestinian refugees in the West Bank going to be vaccinated? Palestinian refugees are one of the most vulnerable people groups in the world. They live in overcrowded refugee camps, and they do not have access to clean water or adequate medical care. And yet I fear they're going to be at the back of the line. Next week, we're going to take a look at Gaza and Palestinian refugee diaspora in Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. If you'd like some resources on Palestinian refugees, just go to our website, vibrantbeyond.org, and go to our resource page. Thank you.